Hi, I'm Mindi Mesmer, State Representative for Rye in Newcastle, New Hampshire. I want to give you a little update on what happened in the State House last week. I'm going to talk about 3 bills. 2 of them had good things happen, and 1 was a bad bill. It got passed. So I want to talk about these 3. Senate Bill SB stands for Senate Bill. HB stands for House Bill 471. And SB 193, a really bad bill, was passed. Bad bill, SB 193, created school vouchers, which undermines the public school system. Basically what it does is it lets a kid take the money allocated by the state for the public school system, sends it to a private school, a religious school, or some other private school. What happens then is it underfunds and undermines the public schools, and the people with special needs, the kids with special needs, will have to rescind their rights in this to go to a private school. So eventually the kids with special needs will have a really hard time going to school in a public school system. It'll defund the schools, but the important thing is it will also downshift costs to the private taxpayers. So your tax money, your tax base is going to go up. Now I'm going to talk about 2 good things that happened last week in the State House. Senate Bill 247 is a bill intended to stop our kids from being poisoned to lead from lead paint chips and lead water. It is basically our own Flint happening here in New Hampshire. This bill passed. The way you can help, though, is when it goes back to the Senate. Now it has to go back to the Senate for the Senate to agree to the changes that happen in the House. Tell your senators to pass this bill. We want it to go through the Senate. We want it to go to the governor to be signed. The governor supports it. Really important bill. We want to stop poisoning our kids with lead. The other good thing that happened is a really bad bill was killed. House Bill 471 was a bill that meant to create an abortion registry, which basically was meant to intimidate women, in my opinion. It was a privacy risk. It collected a lot of private data from women and was going to report it to the Department of Health and Human Services. And if that data got breached, it would be a big security risk for people with their private information. It also was going to cost $160,000 in a state where we have a raging opioid crisis to spend money to collect data that we don't need. There's no medical necessity for this. It was basically a step to roll back women's access to reproductive health care. It was voted down not once, not twice, but 3 times. That bill is dead, and thank goodness it is. Hi, so go to my website, mindyforcongress.com, to stay in the loop on what's going on in the State House. You can also follow me on Twitter or Facebook at Mindy4Congress. Please stay involved. Keep following what's going on in the State House. You play an active role in creating the government that you want in our state.